Viewers, the Prime Minister has often said he likes to be among the people rather than speak to them through the filter of formal media interactions. Not that he hasn't given interviews. In fact, by one count, he has given 75 interviews, taking questions of all stripes from all different quarters, all persuasions in this election. But in this election, he has also gone out of his way to be among the voters. Candidate Modi has notched up 180 poll meetings, and we're going to put those facts out for you on your screens. 180 poll meetings, including rallies and roadshows. This number far exceeds that of any of his rivals. His closest rival in terms of getting media attention or being projected as a prime ministerial candidate is Rahul Gandhi, who's done 110. Mamata Banerjee, who has really confined herself to Bengal, has done 107. It shows viewers that she also likes to connect with the voter one-on-one and spends a lot of time earning their trust. These are good qualities, viewers. Let's have a look at more data, viewers. Modi has done better when it comes to making direct contact with the electorate than even in 2019. Only in 2014, Union Home Minister once pointed out that Modi had done in excess of 400 poll-related events to forge a direct connect with the voter. Let me put it out there for you. Modi versus Modi. In 2024, which is this election, he's total of 180 poll meets. In 2019, it was 142. In 2014, when he was pitching himself as a prime ministerial candidate, when he really needed to tell us why he was suitable, he did 437. That, of course, is perhaps a record for any politician in a short span. In this election, the Prime Minister has been more targeted and perhaps even tactical. So he has chosen to focus on certain states. Uttar Pradesh got a lot more attention from him, 31 poll-related events. Bihar, 20 poll-related events. Maharashtra, key state, both Bihar and Maharashtra. Maharashtra, 19. West Bengal, 18. All these are very critical states for the BJP viewers and have got a lot of attention, as you can see. Karnataka was next when it comes to poll events at 11. Here, the BJP is looking to retain 25 out of 28 seats. So, no wonder, viewers, he has almost gone to 1 out of every 2 constituencies in Karnataka. In Telangana, again, a breakout state that the BJP believes it's going to sweep. He's done 11 poll meetings. Odisha, another state where he is really homing in on increasing the BJP's tally, has done 10. Tamil Nadu, which is again a state that the BJP believes it will be able to carry, at least make an impression, increase its vote share and build itself as a contender in 2026 assembly elections. He's done 7. In all of the south, therefore, he's done about 25 meets, viewers. Actually 35 meets. But his total campaign blitz has elicited strangely, bizarrely, derision from the opposition. Mallikarjun Kharge, who is the Congress president, is saying, why is he putting so much effort? 206 rallies clearly means something is not right. These many rallies are done due to panic and anxiety. Viewers, let's open this up. I fairly can't seem to understand the logic here. Earning voters' trust by going to them, if you can't go door to door, then at least trying to sort of intimate yourself by going there to their cities, to their towns, to their constituencies, and perhaps sensing their mood, addressing them directly, would seem to me as a virtue in a politician. Who wants a politician who doesn't ever show up? And when he does, or when she does, viewers, it's only for a transaction. The Prime Minister has consistently, over all elections, taken them very, very seriously, this business of voter connect. And quite often, the opposition has targeted him for being a 24/7 politician. Viewers, let's open this up. Let's ask some questions. First, I want to go to Dushyant Sridhar, Vedic scholar, because one of the attacks that is coming the Prime Minister's way is that he is so committed to voter connect that he is even continuing his campaign in a surrogate manner by showing up in Kanyakumari to observe a Maun Vrat and meditate. Dushyant Sridhar, is the opposition overreacting here a little bit?
Namaskaram, Rahul. Namaskaram to all your viewers. Finally, the seven-phase election is kind of coming to a close amidst a very, very hot, extremely hot summer. That said, why should the Honorable Prime Minister be attending or conducting so many rallies? I would go on a very mundane example. A student who aims for the first rank will have to study more than an average student. So that's probably his calculation that he has to work really hard. And with respect to attending or worshipping the Devi, Bhagavati Amman at Kanyakumari and then going to the Vivekananda Rock Memorial is a part of his regular sojourn to temples. I don't think he does not go to temples outside the election season. He does go to temples and it's a part of his general routine, and he says he's going to be on a Mauna Vratam. Let the cameras not go behind him, let the TV channels not report about him, but he as a citizen has every right to go to the temple, and that too to a temple which holds such great significance, Rahul. In the north, when you go to Prayag Kshetram, you have the confluence, the Sangamam of Ganga, Yamuna and Antarvahini Saraswati.
Yes.
When you go to Kanyakumari, you see the confluence of the Bay of Bengal, the Arabian Sea and the Indian Ocean. And after all, it is a very important Shakti Peetham to the Shaktas. Devi is worshipped as Kanyaka Parameshwari, as Kanyakumari, and if he has such inclination and devotion in Sanatana Dharma, he has every right to do it. He is not, in my humble opinion, I don't think he is seeking votes in the name of the deity there, the Devata there.
Okay, that's an interesting take. Spiritualism cannot be conflated. Even the Supreme Court has said that the terms Hindutva, Hinduism, Hindu do not connotate any religious meaning. That they are basically advocates or, bywords for a way of life. So if a person is choosing to go out there and express himself spiritually, it's not because he is feeling nervous or anxious, or most importantly, trying to rouse the Hindutva vote bank in a last-ditch attempt to save his skin before the final phase of election. Dr. Raman, I think too much is being made by the opposition, A, of the Prime Minister campaigning so hard, and B, of him going to Kanyakumari. On the issue of campaigning, for example, Dr. Raman, let me point out to you that even Mamta Banerjee has really hit the ground running. Is she also nervous? Is she also going to lose? Is she also in a state of complete, I mean, what should I even say? Because the words that are being used by the opposition is desperation. Is she being desperate if she's wanting to connect? I think this is hard work. And to earn the trust of voters is very important.
Rahul, I think first of all, the opposition possibly is making a bit too much of this meditation, because I think for all practical purposes, the last phase is going to be held day after tomorrow, and with that the elections close. And it is definitely from a perspective of a code of conduct. I don't know how it fits in, but there have been far graver violations which the Election Commission seems not to have bothered about. So I would not say that this is the biggest of the election of the violations should it exist. The second thing is what you're actually showing on screen here, almost a kind of a minute-to-minute telecast of what effectively is a private visit. I mean, yes, he is the Prime Minister of this country, but this is a private visit. This is not an official event that is actually, it's not a government function that he is inaugurating, let us say, some new building there or something like that. He is going for a personal private visit. He is absolutely entitled to it because he's campaigned so hard for the last 2 months plus, and a 2 or 3 day rejuvenation break is perfectly justified. The problem is only about the the media sort of following,
Hello.
for very obvious reasons. That is where the opposition, I think, made it an issue. But I don't think that they should have made it an issue. I think they should have let it go, because he said several things during the campaign which are much bigger violations of the code of conduct, which the Election Commission does not seem to have bothered about. My point really is, I don't think anybody has questioned the Prime Minister's number of meetings that he campaigned.
Of course,
Because I
Mr.
think,
Kharge
no,
has.
minute,
Mr.
let me
Kharge
finish.
calls it a
Let me,
desperation. Dr. Raman, let's
no,
not be
no,
so
one
apologetic
minute,
about the Congress
one
that we
minute,
become blind to the
one
facts.
minute. No, we are not blind to the fact. We are not blind to the fact. He has said that the Prime Minister has had to campaign. That is, it is
No,
more
please,
a
don't put
compulsion.
words in his mouth that he has not
Absolutely.
even. Arey bhai, I
Absolutely.
just played out.
Why?
Viewers, the one thing that I've
Why?
stopped doing is to play out sound bites. You know why, viewers? Because a lot is lost in translation. So what we've decided is to quote him by translating him word to word, verbatim. And let me put out that quote for you once again. No, why is he putting so much effort? This is not. One second, Dr. Raman, 1 second. 206 rallies means something is not right.
That's his
Okay,
opinion.
these
What's wrong
many
with it?
rallies show panic and anxiety. Okay,
That is his opinion. What is wrong with it? He is saying
I'll tell you
that
what
he
is
has
wrong with
been
it.
forced
The first
into
line,
campaigning.
the first line is a problem. Anyhow, I don't want to speak for the
Why
Bharatiya
is he
Janata
putting in
Party.
so much effort?
Why is he putting?
There is
After
no
all, sir,
spokesperson here.
I will tell you, we are a democracy, and our leaders should be putting an effort to try and convince people like us why they deserve our vote. And even if that means taking on 125 rallies, physically in every 1 week or whatever number you want to put on it, I think it's a virtue. What do you mean? What should you do? Go to Thailand for a holiday, check out, go to Thailand for a holiday, not even campaign. What would you like him to do?
Why Thailand? What was it? Why did you say Thailand?
I know,
Why did you
whatever,
not say
wherever.
UK or USA?
UK, US,
No, why?
UK, US, anywhere. It doesn't matter. Thailand, UK, US,
Okay.
wherever.
No,
Thailand is a cheap getaway. For most Indians, it's a short hop away, very closely. But anyhow, let me bring in the BJP national spokesperson. Let me bring him in. Guru Paswan. Guru Paswan, Dr. Raman says that, he didn't say this. He's questioning in a different tone the need for you to go out there because obviously he's been pushed this far by the opposition to do this. But the Prime Minister has been going election after election. He puts himself out there front, right and center. In election after election, that's the commitment that he shows to the voter. I don't know. I'm asking you, is that the case?
No, Rahul, I think we need to understand a couple of things. On 4th of June, people would be making a comment on Modi magic. But what you just described, what you just explained is not just Modi magic, but it is also Modi mehnat. The sheer amount of hard work, the sheer amount of effort, the sheer amount of dedication that the man is putting in, it speaks a lot. It shows his passion. And not only that, it's a source of inspiration for millions of party workers like me. For youngsters who are just starting in public life, it serves as a source of encouragement. Let me make this very clear to you. And I don't understand this strategy of opposition. Damned if you do, damned if you don't. PM bole to dikkat hai. PM मौन पे जाए तो दिक्कत है. I don't know what Mr. Kharge wants. I don't know what the Congress party wants. Honorable Prime Minister, at this stage, at this age, when everyone can see that NDA comfortable majority is a writing on the wall. NDA comfortable majority is a foregone conclusion. But even at this stage, the level of dedication just shows the level of passion which he is exhibiting. I think the opposition must take an inspiration from this. And I think Mr. Raman made a very interesting comment. I am live from Bihar. Tejasvi Yadav also put in a lot of effort. We might be in different political parties, but we have to acknowledge that even our counterparts in other political parties, if they are putting in a lot of effort, that must be acknowledged. And not just this, that he is going on a holiday. And the second fiasco about the meditation, what a person is doing, it's his personal business. A man's spirituality, a person's spirituality, it is very well within his personal space to do it. But since yesterday, camera telecast hoga, senior lawyer Mr. Abhishek Manu Sangvi coming and giving a soundbite, I don't understand. This is the sheer insecurity of the entire Congress leadership. The entire
Okay.
Congress leadership is insecure about it, and they're preparing a script for the 4th of June. Take it from in writing. 4th of June,
Script.
these are going to be the talking points of Congress spokespersons.
Okay, that the Prime Minister influenced the election. That's what, Mr. Patel, is that what's really happening? You're already beginning to find little excuses. You're grasping at all the straws possible to try and make some excuses for yourselves.
Oh, nothing like that. If you see my BJP friend told that you must acknowledge the other people also. So that spirit is now required for them also, that how opposition is working and they have forced the government to work hard to get the new government form into 2024. That must you also acknowledge, because what was promised in last 10 years has never been fulfilled, and that is always put on the floor of the parliament by Rahul Gandhi as well as the opposition. Secondly, we don't have any conflict or anything with what honorable prime minister is doing. It is job and it's in personal capacity is doing great, but when it comes to the people of India, it's their sole responsibility also to take care of everything what is happening in the government and what people requires, and that is why we always put our words to the appropriate authority whenever it is required. So that is the way the democracy work, and I feel that there is nothing wrong in doing anything which feels that we must do it.
Okay. Okay, this is really interesting, very interesting, viewers, very interesting. Mr. Patel now trying to sort of paper over the attack that the opposition has made. I want to bring back Dr. Raman on this. Dr. Raman, look, when is the opposition going to rise above playing spoil sport? Fundamentally, I don't know. I don't think it's the Prime Minister that is betraying anxiety. I think he's going about doing what he has done in election after election. Take time out. He's done it in 2014, he did it in 2019. He's following a regimen that he has set for himself, whether it is to revitalize his faculties or contemplate the time ahead, etc., etc. I think this fits that pattern. The opposition doesn't quite know how to react because it has not been able to tap into an ethos which is appealing to the voter. And therefore, out of a sense of vote bank compulsion, etc., they take jibes at the Prime Minister anytime he is fulfilling his spiritual obligations.
Rahul, over the last day, it has really been amazing to see the various, theories as to what the Prime Minister must be praying for during his meditation. Someone says he's praying for the world peace. Somebody says he is praying for the glory, greater glory of India. Somebody else says he's praying for the unity among the people. I mean, except the Prime Minister, everybody has told us what he's praying for. Now, leaving that aside, my point is, look, this is not about the opposition being jittery. There are only 4.5 days to go, right? So there is no need to have these barbs thrown at the opposition. All the opposition is saying is this a violation of the Electoral Code of Conduct to have the telecast of the proceedings? That's about all that they are asking. They are not saying Prime Minister should not go and meditate. Who said that? Which opposition leader said Prime Minister is not allowed to meditate or should not go to Vivekananda Memorial? Nobody said that. It is about exactly what you're seeing on screen now. What you're seeing on screen is essentially what the issue is about. It is not about the Prime Minister going for a quiet
Dushyant Sridhar is raising his hand.
3 days.
And then I want to bring in Guru Prakash Paswan.
Because
Yes,
it's
Dushyant
a private
Sridhar.
visit. It's not a
Private
government
visit. But then why are they complaining to the Election Commission?
Yeah.
Anyhow,
Because
Rahul, I just have one point to Dr. Raman's point, that the opposition is just asking, it's not harping about his visit, it's asking whether it has gone astray from the moral code of conduct because of the elections. Probably the ruling dispensation in the state of Tamil Nadu should be asking this to a sitting minister who sat in a conference stating that Sanatana Dharma or Hinduism should be abolished and annihilated. Was that against the oath that the minister had taken? So when they do not adhere to the very oath that they have taken, on what basis, on what grounds do they even ask the question that this is going astray? A person sitting on Maunavrat is becoming a big issue, whereas a person who calls for the annihilation or the abolition of a dharma is all fine, and he has every moral right to ask. I do not know in which land can such justice
What
exist?
about
If a person is perfect,
about
if he
tree?
talks for all
How is it
dharmas and does
whataboutery,
not
sir?
abuse
It's
any
a
particular
direct-
community,
it's a
he has
direct-
every right to question.
I mean,
He's asking, he is
no,
basically
tomorrow,
doing
just
what
one
about
second, Dr. Raman. One second, let me ask you this
Okay,
question.
was there a clarification that
says
came from the
whataboutery.
ruling party of Tamil Nadu about what a
They
minister
did
said?
clarify.
Did they even
clarified. In
condemn
fact,
what
they
he said?
doubled down on
They
it.
kept on
They
stating that
doubled
what he
down.
said was right.
Exactly,
When they have kept saying
exactly.
what
And
he
what
said
did
was
you do
right,
about
they
it?
do not have the moral right to question
Exactly.
the Honorable Prime Minister as to why he's sitting on a vow of
No, no.
silence at Kanyakumari.
Having doubled down on it, what did you do about it? You spoke about it in so many
About what?
election
No, you had a
rallies.
problem
About
with
what?
Sengol.
Double down on
No,
what?
look at the.
See, the
Udayanidhi
ruling
has
party did
insulted
say
Sanatan Dharma. You did no follow-up action by BJP. No follow-up action by
Rahul,
anybody.
No, one second,
Rahul,
Dr.
when
Raman.
you have, when a
One
panelist has decided to defend something which is indefensible from the minister who said that there should be a demolition of dharma,
Nobody is defending
then what
the
more can I do?
minister. Nobody is defending.
There is a
My
big
question
issue
is,
about one
after
person sitting
using
on
it in
Mauna
the
Vrat.
elections, what did you do? What did you do with it? This statement was made
What
in
should
August.
he do? The chief minister should do something about his minister who has said. Why will the prime minister
It's
act
a hate
upon it?
speech, sir. It was
A chief
designated as
minister who
one.
has taken the
It was
oath.
described
I
as
agree.
one by the courts themselves,
The chief
Dr. Raman.
minister should
Have you
act upon
forgotten?
it. The
I
prime
agree.
minister
The
will not
courts
act.
came out and said that it was a hate speech. So where did tell me, where did this administration then book him?
Whataboutery coming
Just
from?
because he
Where
is,
the
no, what, how is it
coming from?
whataboutery? I can't
Why
understand.
is he comparing it with that?
One
Something
second,
that is
Mr.
unacceptable.
Paswan. It's all whataboutery, you see.
Udayanidhi Stalin spoke is unacceptable. No doubt about it.
Yes, so what
Who
happened
is
with him?
justifying it?
He is pulling up the
exactly my
opposition
point.
for being hypocritical, sir, tonight, Dr. Raman.
Exactly my point. Exactly.
So-
What did you do? You used his speech in 3-4 election speeches in the run-up to Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh and Rajasthan elections and then quietly forgot about the whole thing.
Oh, hang on,
What
hang
did
on.
the BJP
Dr.
do
Raman,
subsequently?
Dr. Raman, I'll bring
Yeah.
the BJP in. Dr. Raman,
should
have
the
you
Prime
forgotten
Minister
that
do,
law and
Rahul?
order is a state subject? They can lock up.
Law-
They can lock up. No, hang on. They can lock
Yes,
up
sir, law and
YouTubers at
order.
the slightest
They will
pretext.
not-
But they have a
they will
problem
not.
touching. No,
He's
one
a
second. They have a
minister.
problem touching an
He's the
entitled
heir
sign.
apparent.
One minute. Exactly. So, what do? You went to the
My
courts.
question is,
The courts
what
have
did
come
the
in. The courts
opposition
have said
do
that
about
this
it?
is. Hang on. 1 minute, sir. The courts have come in and said that this falls in the category of hate speech. It is regrettable, and that this individual action should be taken. Has any action been taken? Why? Because viewers,
Why not?
Hindu iconography in this country is considered obscene by some people. That's the real problem. I didn't want to say it, but I've been forced to say it tonight. If tomorrow the Prime Minister decided, by this logic, to do a couple of yoga asanas, viewers, and you know that yoga is nothing more than paying a spiritual oblation to the gods of fitness. People would have said that Prime Minister is mixing religion with politics. Let's be honest about it. Let me bring in Guru Prakash Paswan. Mr. Paswan, whataboutery, this, that, the other. In fact, they have a problem with the Prime Minister doing what he's doing. Where is this coming from? What is your response?
No, Rahul, I think we have to understand what was said on your show right now, that XYZ statement was used before the election of Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Rajasthan. I completely abhor this statement. How can you even say such a thing? This comes from such an entitled point of view. What do you think of an Indian voter, sir? Any Indian voter can be influenced with one statement that was given 2,000 kilometers away from that place. Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Rajasthan voters, they are highly intelligent. They are far more intelligent than you and I, sir. So please let's not speak on the behalf of people. किसी ने यहाँ बोल दिया, उसका election में use हो गया, and BJP took advantage of it. It is fundamentally very feudal of you to say this, that you can influence the Indian voter just by saying
Dr.
any
Raman,
statement that was made here and
one
there.
second, let
so
him finish his
so
point.
please avoid it, sir. Please avoid it. No,
Okay.
please avoid it. This
Avoid it, he says.
exactly is your mindset. This exactly is your mindset. Rahul, who am I? Who are you to speak on behalf of people of India? People of India will speak, and they will speak on the June 4th. Now it is for commentators like Mr. Raman who can say, no, that statement influenced the Indian voter. Indian voter, I am telling this again, they are far more intelligent than you and I, than all of us combined on this panel. So please don't extrapolate things. Please don't speak on their behalf. They have EVMs, they have electronic voting machine, they have democratic rights, and they speak. and the result will be out on June 4th. So please, let's not take this moral high ground. Oh no, that was influence, that this was influence. Please, you and I are lesser mortals in front of them. So please, in fact, all of
and
this.
let's not forget that the statement was made in the first place, viewers, to undermine the BJP's influence, growing influence in Tamil Nadu. It was made in that context. So Dr. Raman is being very selective here. He's talking about whataboutery. You are doing whataboutery. Why was that statement made, Dr. Raman? Why was such a hateful statement made? Let me ask you, and hang on. Have you ever come out and said, look, I think this is something that this individual, Stalin Jr., should apologize for?
I have said it 100 times.
100.
It is there on my social media.
Good. I'm
page.
glad. Then let's come to the
multiple,
second point.
No,
Why was it made? Why was
let-
it made?
let-
Why
let-
was this statement made?
It was not made for the first time. It has been made only for the last 50 years.
Why is it
That
being
my
made?
point.
Why is it being made?
Being made because the DMK believes that there is a constituency for
There you
that
go.
statement in Tamil
There you
Nadu.
go. There you
Now,
go, viewers.
that is
Who used it
condemnable.
politically? To abuse Hindus,
used it?
to find political
The-
favor
the
with vote
DMK
banks is normalized
Excuse
here.
me.
It's being said so often.
Rahul, perhaps you're not aware that they've been saying the same thing for 50 years.
Sir,
It
don't
didn't
be
affect the
patronizing.
BJP at all
I know a
earlier.
little bit about,
50
I also
years.
know a little bit about Tamil
50
Nadu
years.
politics. I was only trying to put you on the
50
spot. You
years,
said that the
50
BJP
years,
used
they've
this
said the
statement to
same
canvass
thing.
for
Yes.
votes as if it was a big crime that they
I
committed.
said that they used
In
this.
fact,
Did the Prime Minister refer to it in his
why
speeches
not?
in,
Why
the-
shouldn't
in
he?
the
Why
election?
shouldn't he?
That's all I said.
No, why
That's
shouldn't
what
he?
I said.
Why shouldn't he?
What is wrong in
Why
saying
shouldn't
that?
he?
I didn't say that they won the election. only
You
because
meant
of
it
the
as a
statement.
criticism.
No.
Am I wrong, viewers?
No.
Did he not mean it as a criticism? He said, oh, look what the BJP did. They just didn't do anything
Yes.
about it except for use
They
it in a
knew-
couple of election speeches to do
Yes,
what? To rally
yes.
their base. That is what
I'm-
he didn't say, viewers. But he
I'm
forgot very
saying that
conveniently that it was made in the first place
Excuse
to
me.
rally their constituency, the
There
DMK
was
constituency.
the same BJP
Anyhow,
and the DMK
viewers,
has been saying
this
this
is
for 50
becoming
years.
a very, very silly debate. Very quickly, I'm telling you, viewers, there's nothing substantive. You heard the Congress leader; he couldn't make a substantive point. Mr. Patel did not know what to say. It is okay in this country, viewers, and I don't want to make this about religions, etc., etc. But had after the elections, for example, Rahul Gandhi decided that he would attend, let's assume that it coincided with the period which is holy to one particular community and attended a party to break a fast, and he had worn a cap, etc., and that had been televised, which it has been televised in the past, viewers, let me tell you. No one would have gone running to the election commission. Let me tell you this. All other visits are kosher. The media can focus on anything as far as the opposition is concerned. But they'll have a problem, of course, with the Prime Minister. Why? Why, viewers? That's the fundamental question. Who's nervous? What are they nervous about? That is what is now coming to the fore. And it's quite clear that the opposition does believe that it has come off poorer in this particular election. That's the only reason why these constant personal attacks, why this huge push to black the Prime Minister out completely from any form of coverage is being made before the Election Commission. I'll take a short break, viewers. When we come back, we are going to interrogate this idea that the opposition is peddling, that now the Prime Minister is an outgoing one, that they won the election. On what basis are they making this claim? We're going to do a hard fact status check, viewers. Stay with me.